Hello and welcome to the Astrology Forecast. My name is Sage, here as your eye into the sky, letting you know what the cosmic events are for the week, why they matter, and how you can use this information in your everyday life. I hope you're all doing well on the heels of the full moon that we just experienced over the weekend. Full moon in Virgo, I know it hit some of us pretty hard. I did get some messages from a good handful of you, just asking about what the energy was, how to deal with it. Again, last week's forecast did dive into it. If you're still, even now, feeling the effects of it, I highly, highly recommend that you can just go back and rewatch that forecast. This week is the final week of February. We are in the midst of Pisces season, and March 1st is right around the corner. This is a friendly reminder that I am now taking March personal forecast readings. If you're interested in finding out what the planets are going to be doing in your specific chart, I do have those readings available. You can hit the link below and definitely book one of those. We also are, of course, in Pisces season. So Pisces solar return readings are 50% off. Take advantage now. They can also be gifted to friends, loved ones, people that are also Pisces sun signs. And as always, I do offer 30% off birth chart readings if you're a Pisces. So it's Pisces season right now. If you know a Pisces, if you're a Pisces, take advantage. Link is below. That way we can chat more about your individual birth chart. Of course, this summer, I do want to emphasize that we have an amazing opportunity available, a stargazing retreat in Utah between July 31st through August 5th. If you are interested in coming and witnessing the universe in all of its glory and taking a full multi-day workshop with myself, I'm going to be teaching the full basics of astrology, starting with the elements and diving all the way into your birth chart specifically. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. Link is below to find out more information and sign up for that. Last but not least, thank y'all so much for the support. If you have been tuning in consistently and finding value from these videos and you want to stay plugged in, make sure that you are subscribed. I would love to see more and more people subscribing to this channel. And as always, make sure you're liking these videos and sharing any feedback through the comments. I'd love to know what we all think of these cosmic events, how they're affecting us, and all of those amazing things. So let's dive in. This is going to be actually a bit of a lighter week, kind of a nice, more integrated week after the chaos of last week. Last week we had 4 major cosmic events. There was a lot of energetic shifts going on. This week it's calmed down. Again, I would highly recommend you look at where you've got both Pisces and Taurus in your chart, as those are the 2 signs that we're going to be talking about this week. But again, a bit of a lighter week, so a lot to look forward to as far as, just kind of more integration and relaxation for this upcoming week. So let's dive right in. All right, so we do have 2 cosmic events for this week. The first cosmic event is happening on Wednesday, February 28th. This is a Sun-Mercury CAZIMI. Now, this is not your average CAZIMI because not only are both the Sun and Mercury involved, but Saturn is actually a part of this as well. So it's kind of like a Sun, Mercury, Saturn CAZIMI. Now, I know a lot of you are hearing the word CAZIMI and you're like, what does that mean? Basically, the word CAZIMI translates to at the heart of the sun. So a CAZIMI happens when a planet is at the center of the sun, and essentially all of what that planet represents, whatever that planet governs over within our life, within our psyche, that's getting illuminated. We're getting a lot more clarity around this, number one, this area of our life, looking at what zodiac sign it's included, and then also the planet itself. So a lot of realizations can come out of this. So we've got 3 distinct celestial bodies involved with this. We've got the sun, we've got Mercury, and we've got Saturn. The sun is our conscious mind. The sun is our identity, it's our core. And in astrology, especially with when we talk about forecasts and understanding how the moving planets are showing up for us, the sun is very important because it shines so brightly that when we look to what zodiac sign it's occupying and what house it's in, we can now understand what area of our life is getting basically shined upon by the sun. So again, this is why I recommend that you know where you've got Pisces in your chart. Look at what house it is. It's very simple. You can look it up online and then maybe just look at what that house represents, what areas of life it rules over. Easy way to understand what's getting the most illuminated for you currently. Now, Mercury is the planet of our mind. It's the messenger, it's the communicator. So, Mercury is all about what we think about, what we talk about. And then, lastly, Saturn is, of course, the planet of rules and boundaries and restriction. Saturn is kind of that governing authority. I like to think of Saturn like the Matrix. If you know, you know, because this is really what governs the overall structure of our society. And there's rules involved, there's discipline involved, there's structure and responsibility, all Saturnian themes. Now, they're all in the sign of Pisces. Now, keeping in mind, Pisces is a water sign. It's flowy. It's a little hippy dippy. It's spiritual. You could call it woo woo. Pisces can also be very religious. Pisces is the dreamer. Pisces is the sign of the intuition, of the immense empathy that one can have for not only other people in your life, but society as a whole. Pisces is the most empathetic, the most sensitive, most intuitive sign we've got, also the most wise. Now, all of this energy in the sign of Pisces means that we're getting a lot of clarity, we're getting a lot of realizations around this part of our life. We might get a lot of downloads as CAZIMIs can bring again a lot of clarity. We're having a time of introspection where we might find ourselves meditating during this time. We might find ourselves putting more structure around our spiritual practices. Maybe we have a realization around what we desire to practice, what we desire to believe in. And now suddenly, the end of this week, especially as this Kazimi starts to take root, we take action on those things. Maybe on Wednesday, we get the realization, we get this moment of clarity. It's like a light bulb moment. That's what Kazimis represent. It's this moment of immense clarity where the sun is shining on both Mercury and Saturn now. So not only are we getting these really insightful thoughts coming through with Mercury's presence, but Saturn is putting structure to these thoughts and some honestly a dose of realism. So it might be a very realistic observation we make, a realistic realization that comes through for us. And this might be in a very Pisces like way, mind you, okay? Especially with Mercury. Mercury in Pisces is known for being very untraditional in the way that it both receives information and gives information. It's likely that we're going to experience the aha moment through, maybe creative means. Perhaps we're listening to a song and we get like hit with this, moment of clarity that we just never thought the way we thought about something. We never realized something to be right in front of us, and suddenly we get the truth. It could be through art, painting, it could be through any sort of means, poetry, music, anything that is, again, more of that creative, flowy, watery Pisces like energy. This could literally be having a good cry. If you have Pisces placements, as again, I have my own, my moon is in Pisces. So I get it. Having a good cry is healthy, it's healing, it's cleansing, especially for us water moons. And so this could look like having a good cry. And all of a sudden, during this process of emotional release, we realize something that we'd never realized before. This is the beautiful part of being aware of what the astrology is, because maybe on Wednesday something, enters your brain and you don't think much of it. But then maybe you listen to this forecast and you realize that, wait, I did think about that on Wednesday. Maybe I should pay better attention to it. We might be feeling this energy of the Kazimi all throughout the weekend, really going into about Monday when these planets start to move further and further apart. So just take advantage. It might show up and manifest in a multitude of ways. Again, knowing where you've got Pisces is going to help you immensely because you can then pay attention to that part of your life and kind of have like a maybe a more bird's eye view to what's going on, whatever situations unfold, and whatever thoughts and realizations come about. So just pay attention and be aware that this is a definite moment, a light bulb moment for all of us to maybe get some of the answers to questions that we've had. All right, so moving forward to the second cosmic event of this week, happening on Friday, March 1st. This is the Sun in Pisces, sextile Jupiter in Taurus. Now, this is a beautiful way to begin the very start of March. Not only do we have no retrograde planets, which means that all of the energy is very direct, which is typical for this time of year. That's why we have that energy during spring, like we're springing ahead, springing forward. But now we also start March off on a really high note with the Sun and Jupiter, the two largest cosmic bodies in our solar system, forming a very harmonious relationship together on the 1st, on Friday the 1st. And so Jupiter is, of course, this larger than life energy. Jupiter represents luck and expansion, success. Jupiter is all about growth and abundance. And in Taurus, we're looking at the material side of things. So this is looking at things like the foods we eat, the money we earn, the experiences that we engage in. It's a very hands on energy. Now, having the sun in Pisces, the dreamer, the visionary, the spiritual guru, having this beautiful connection with Jupiter in Taurus, number one, both Pisces and Taurus are signs of growth. One's a bit more of that physical growth, Taurus, while the other one's a lot more of the spiritual growth, Pisces. So, number one, on Friday, it's a great day to tap into the spiritual side of things, especially in your spiritual growth and development. If there's a book you've been wanting to read that maybe interests you and piques your interest when it comes to either religious, spiritual, or philosophic topics, when's the last time you actually picked up a physical book, right? Ask yourself that. This Friday might be the day to do so, as again, we're getting a real big boost of energy with, both the sun and Jupiter aligning. And other things to look at for that day. I know it is, still cold for a lot of us listening up in the north, especially, but getting out into nature in some way, shape, or form, as both Pisces and Taurus are known to flow most creatively in nature. Taurus season is, of course, springtime when everything's coming to life. And of course, Pisces is known to be very connected to the energy around us, which a lot of the time we can tap into that energy most when we're connected with Earth, when we're connected with nature. And so this is an excellent day to get out into nature, smell the fresh air. You might even find that your creative juices are flowing a lot more. Taurus rules over the five senses. Jupiter in Taurus is really expanding our ability to get creative with our five senses. And now, again, forming this harmonious relationship with the sun. The sun is a creative force within our universe. It has that creation mode. That's why the sun is what creates life here on earth in many ways, right? And so having that creative touch with both Pisces, the sign of the dreamer and the artist, in alignment with the sign of Taurus and Jupiter, we can really tap into that which we want to create. And this can be both spiritual creation as well as physical. As again, Pisces rules over the spiritual side of things, while Taurus is much more about the physical. Now, the lesson we're learning with Jupiter being in Taurus is that success, which is what Jupiter rules over, success can happen, but it has to happen through hard work, through that consistent effort, day in and day out, that repetition that Taurus brings us. Again, Taurus is fixed earth, okay? So Taurus is all about putting in the work day in and day out, consistently, persistently moving towards that physical, tangible goal. And Jupiter, again, brings luck and abundance and expansion, but we're learning the value of hard work at the same time. Now, of course, the value of hard work is nothing new, especially to our Pisces placements, as Saturn has been occupying the sign of Pisces ever since last March of 2023. So if you've got Pisces placements, it's more than likely that this past year, you've really learned the value of hard work, discipline, and responsibility. You can thank Saturn for that. Now, again, having the sun really close to Saturn during this time, we're really remembering these lessons of hard work. It's becoming even more clear. Think back on what started for you around March of last year, specifically March 7th, 2023. That was when Saturn initially entered into Pisces, and it's been there ever since. This CAZIMI that we're experiencing just a couple days beforehand, and then following that up with the sextile happening between both the sun and Jupiter. And when I say sextile, guys, don't worry. I know that word might sound like, what does that even mean? It's just really, really positive energy between the sun and Jupiter. And again, that is going to be a few days after that amazing aha moment that the CAZIMI brings us. But now, again, Saturn is still involved. So we're still remembering the value of hard work, which is the point I'm making here, is hard work is important in reaching whatever goal, whatever desire, whatever dream that the Pisces has. Saturn is reminding us that we still need to put in the work. Jupiter in Taurus is reminding us that consistency is what brings success. And so this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, pretty much all the way until the weekend. So basically until the next forecast, so the end of the week, we're really feeling this energy. It's a creative time. It's an enlightening time. It's a time of introspection, creativity, and again, that spiritual seeking as well as that more physical building, as both these two energies are coming together. It's a very yin time. I say yin in the sense of yin yang because, again, both Pisces and Taurus are yin signs. Earth and water are yin. And so, much more introspective, much more receptive to the lessons, the wisdom, the downloads that we're receiving during this time. So, it's really excellent. Check out where you have both Taurus and Pisces as you're getting a boost of luck in those parts of your chart. And again, if you're not sure, message me. We can dive into a personal reading and look at all of that for you. And that wraps things up for this week. Again, like I mentioned, a very calm, integrative, and reflective week, as well as a week of a lot of illumination. Pisces season, we are still in the midst of Pisces season. Happy birthday, Pisces, by the way. I hope you're enjoying your time and shining in your fullest illumination. Again, if you are a Pisces, you are gifted a 50% off solar return chart reading or a 30% off birth chart reading by yours truly. And don't worry if you're not a Pisces, I still love you. Your time is coming. Be ready because I do offer this every single sun sign season. So when it's your birthday month, well, I should say birthday season because it doesn't always align with the month. But when it's that time for you, know that you can get either a birthday chart reading, which is the solar return, or a birth chart reading itself, which I recommend if you've never had a birth chart reading to definitely get that one first. Again, thank you all so much for all of the support. If you did get value from this video, please hit the like button. I would really appreciate that, as well as let me know any comments, any feedback that you have. I would love to hear from you all that are listening. I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you all again next week.